You know how it is, right? You run your tests and your terminal just explodes with a wall of text. It gets the job done, but it's messy. Well, we're going to fix that today. We're going to transform that chaotic output into clean, beautiful, and totally shareable HTML reports using a fantastic little tool called Mochawesome.
So, here's what we're going to do. First, we'll talk about why the command line is a pain for test results. Then, I'll introduce you to your new best friend, Mochawesome. We'll walk through a super simple 3-step setup, check out the gorgeous report it generates, and then I'll show you how to make it your own. And of course, we'll wrap it all up with a quick recap.
All right, let's dive right in. Let's talk about the pain point. We all run our tests, they finish, and then what? Where do those results actually end up?
Does this look familiar? I bet it does. You kick off your test suite and whoosh, a wall of text just scrolls past. Sure, you get a summary at the end, but those results are basically trapped inside that one terminal window for that one moment in time.
And look, let's be real, it's not exactly easy on the eyes. More importantly, how do you share that with your team or with a project manager? You can't just send a screenshot of your terminal and call it a day. We need something way better.
So, how do we bust our test results out of that terminal prison? Well, let me introduce you to the tool that's going to make our lives so much easier. Say hello to Mochawesome. It's a node package that plugs right into the Mocha test framework, which a ton of us are already using. Its whole job is to generate these awesome custom reports. And the best part, and this is huge, you don't have to touch a single line of your actual test code. This is the core transformation we're talking about. We're going from something that's just text-based and temporary to a visual, permanent HTML file that you can actually save, send around, and share with anybody. It just makes everything clearer at a glance. Okay, so you're probably thinking this is going to be complicated to set up. Nope, it is ridiculously easy. Seriously, we're talking 3 simple steps to get this up and running. That's literally it. We install the package, we add a couple of flags to the command we already use, and then we just run our tests like normal. Let's break it down.
Okay, step 1. Pop open your terminal in your project directory and just type this in, npm install Mochawesome. This just pulls the package into your project, nothing fancy. All right, next up, we update our test command. The first flag, -reporter Mochawesome, is pretty self-explanatory, right? It just tells Mocha, hey, use this new reporter. The second one, -require Mochawesome/register, is a little hook that's necessary if you run your tests in parallel, which is super common for speeding things up. Okay, the setup is done. Now for the fun part, the big reveal. Let's run those tests and see the magic happen. So after your tests finish, you're going to see this new Mochawesome report directory. Inside, you've got an assets folder for the styling, a Mochawesome JSON file with all the raw data, but the one you really care about, the star of the show, is mochawesome.html. That's your report. The moment you open that HTML file in your browser, bam! It's just so clean. You get a perfect breakdown of all your test suites, you can see exactly how long each test took, and you can even expand them to see the source code that was run. Total transparency. Now, seeing green check marks is nice, but where a report really earns its keep is with failures, right? So let's do it. Let's break one of our tests on purpose and see how it handles it. And there you go. When a test fails, it doesn't just show you a big red X. It gives you the full error, right there in the report, right next to the code that broke. This is a total game changer for debugging, because the problem is laid out right in front of you. Mochawesome works great right out of the box, but you can also tweak it to fit your project perfectly. So let's talk about customization. To customize things, we just add one more flag to our test command, -reporter options. This little flag is your gateway to passing in all sorts of settings to change how the report looks and where it goes. Here are 2 of the most common ones. Don't like the default folder name? No problem. Use report_dir to change it to something like test reports. Want a different file name for your report? Use report file name and call it test results. It's that simple to make it fit right into your project's workflow. We flew through that pretty quickly. So let's just take a moment to recap everything and really lock in how we went from that command line chaos to crystal clear reporting. Think about what we just did in a few minutes. We installed the package, we tweaked our tests command with those 2 little flags, we ran our tests and got an instant HTML report. We saw how clearly it shows both passes and failures. And then we even customized the output. Super easy, super fast. So what's the bottom line here?
Mochawesome gives you these amazing visual and shareable reports, and you don't have to change a single one of your tests. It makes finding and fixing bugs so much faster, and you can customize it to fit right in. It is a massive upgrade for minimal effort.
And that really brings us to the end. With reports this clear, your tests stop being just a technical pass/fail check that only developers care about. They become a story about your application's health, a story that anyone on the team can understand. So I'll leave you with this question. What stories are your tests going to tell now?